We have no moat and neither does OpenAI. That's what a leaked document from Google says. We thought the AI battle was between Google and OpenAI. But this leaked document says there's a third player that's actually winning. We have drama in the AI world. But what's all this talk about moat and what is moat? Why is moat so important to Google and OpenAI and actually every single startup in the world? Today we're going to talk about moat and the leaked document from Google. This is Raw Startup. I'm the founder of Vivino, the world's largest wine app and community with over 60 million users all over the world. Vivino is all about moat, and our moat is the data we have on wine. We know everything about any wine in the world. If you have no moat, you don't have a fundable startup, and you'll probably fail. You need moat to build a startup. Investors rather invest if you have moat or are building moat. So what is moat? How do we get it? And how do we protect it? That's what we're going to talk about today. I will even show a list of examples of what moat is. With that, let's get started. Let's start out by defining what moat is, and for that, we go back to the Middle Ages. A moat is the water you see around castles from the Middle Ages. Yep, it's not a pool. It's there to protect the castle from attackers. In startups and in business, a moat is what protects you against competition. It's some competitive advantage that you have that they can't get easily. Whatever you have that they don't have is your moat. Just like a real moat, it protects you against the competition. In the Middle Ages, it was attacking armies, and in the world of startups, it's other startups or other businesses. I think one of the best examples of moat in action right now is Twitter. Twitter is falling apart on all levels. Elon is tearing Twitter apart from the inside. I even made a full video on that. Check it out later. Still, they are alive and winning over the competition. That is the moat in action. It's protecting Twitter against the competition. And yes, there is a lot of competition right now. Everyone is trying to beat Twitter, but the competition is not winning. You might think there isn't that much competition, but actually there is. Here are a few examples. Blue Sky, Post News, Tribal, Mastodon, and some more sketchy ones like Truth Social, and Parler. Everyone is trying to swim over the moat, but Twitter is still there, even with Elon creating total chaos inside. This moat is incredibly strong. Let's get into what kind of moat Twitter has in a second. First, what are the different kinds of moat? Proprietary technology. This is very common in the tech space and for startups, that you build some tech that nobody else has. Intellectual property. Patents, trademarks, copyrights can give you a strong moat. Data. Maybe you have some data that nobody else has. This is Vivino's moat. We have wine data that nobody else has. Network effects. Take a product like WhatsApp. You could probably copy the product itself without any problems, but moving the users over, that's really hard. WhatsApp has incredible network effects. Brand. You might be able to copy the taste of Coke, but getting the same brand will take decades. Economies of scale. Toyota builds a lot of cars, and they will have the economies of scale that gives them a lot of moat. Regulatory barriers. Take banking. Running a bank today is under rigorous regulation, thank God. And this gives banks more moat. Now, looking at this list, what is it that Twitter has? It is network effects. They have a lot of users, and moving those users is really, really hard. That gives them a lot of moat. On top of that, you have certain groups that really keep Twitter strong. It's like every single reporter is on Twitter, and changing that could take years. This list is not 100% complete, but you will probably need some of this in your startup. You will need some moat. So in your startup, make sure you're building something that's on this list that gives you moat. So how do you get moat? You usually build it, or you build something that actually creates moat. With Vivino, a lot of the moat is not what people think. They think it's the technology, the image scanning, and so on, but really it's something else. It's the data. We built a product that generated moat. We built a product that people use that generated a lot of data. And that data is unique. That is moat. Google and OpenAI invested heavily in AI so that this could become their moat. And when this document says they have no moat, that is a massive problem. And the problem is that OpenAI and Google invested billions and billions of dollars and they created zero moat. Let's have a quick look at how much they invested to get this moat. We know that OpenAI is valued at $29 billion and total investment into the company is over $11 billion. For Google, I would assume a two-digit billion too. Astronomical amounts of money invested in AI to get moat or not get moat. For them to not get any moat out of this is a disaster. The money is basically wasted. So who's the third company that's beating them? Well, it's open source, basically a free model. The researcher from Google says that even though they spent billions of dollars on this, they're not ahead of open source. They're not ahead of what you can get for free. This is a big deal as it means that anyone can do what OpenAI and Google do in AI for free. Here's an exact quote from the leaked document. But the uncomfortable truth is that we aren't positioned to win the arms race, and neither is OpenAI. While we've been squabbling, a third faction has been quietly eating our lunch. Wow, that is not good. And that third faction is open source. Specifically the open source model Llama from Meta. The open source models have almost the same quality as the proprietary ones. They're faster and more customizable and more cost effective. Then the real problem is they learn faster. The open source community just fosters rapid innovation that is outpacing the large proprietary models. And finally, why is Moat so important? Moat is really what makes your startup worth something. If you have no moat, someone can just build what you have and compete with you. You need moat just like the medieval castles. You need moat to protect you. Investors really look at this and they will not invest unless you're either building moat or already have moat. Simple as that, and you should always be thinking about building moat. If you want more content just like this, please consider pressing like and subscribe and you won't miss any future videos. Thank you very much for watching Raw Startup. Now stop watching, go build something.